Scottie Scheffler just won the Open Championship. And in an interview, he asked, "What's the point?"
We work so hard for such little moments, and I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point.
Now, at first, that might sound negative, but it's not. What Scottie gave us in that interview is one of the most raw and authentic truths you'll ever hear from a champion. He even admitted that winning isn't satisfying in the way most people think it will be.
When I sit back at the end of the year and I kind of try to reflect on things, like having that sense of accomplishment from winning the Masters tournament, from winning the PGA Championship, I have a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for it. But it's just hard to explain how it just doesn't satisfy.
Most athletes only come to that realization after their careers are over, when the spotlight has faded and they finally have space to reflect. But Scottie, he says it while he's in it, while he's number one in the world. Now that's powerful, and it's worth paying attention to. So let me help you make sense of what he's really saying and why it matters for anyone chasing high performance. And by the way, if we haven't met yet, I'm Dr. Haley Perlis. I'm a performance psychology coach, and I specialize in applying sport-specific techniques to optimize the mental game so that we can all perform at our best. First, let's be clear. Wins matter. They're not meaningless. They're the result of years of work, sacrifice, and resilience. And for any athlete, lifting a trophy, it's a huge accomplishment.
To win the Byron Nelson Championship at home, I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, you get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment.
But here's the reality. The satisfaction doesn't last. Yes, life changes in some ways, but Scottie admitted that after winning, life does go on.
And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? Life goes on.
It's back to what's for dinner. He wasn't being dismissive. He was being honest. This is where realistic expectations come in. Wins are amazing, but they're moments. They come and go. And if you expect a single win to complete you or carry you forever, you'll be disappointed. And that's why the best athletes don't just win once. They win consistently. They build careers, not just moments.
Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because I've literally worked my entire life to become good at this sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. To get to live out your dreams is very special.
But even then, even with multiple wins, the dopamine still fades. The high never lasts forever. That's the cycle every athlete needs to be ready for. You see, after a major accomplishment, dopamine spikes. You feel the rush. You feel invincible. But very quickly, that dopamine drops below baseline. And when that happens, well, you're left with a low emotional state, sometimes emptiness, sometimes even sadness. It's why so many athletes talk about post-victory blues. They chase this ultimate goal, reach it, and instead of lasting joy, they feel flat. So when Scottie says, "What's the point?" and admits that winning isn't satisfying, he's not being negative. He's describing what neuroscience already confirms. He knows the dopamine high won't last, so he's choosing to focus on what does. The day-to-day process, the practice, the training, and the other parts of his life that brings longer lasting fulfillment. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts every athlete needs to make. Winning is a moment. The grind is a lifestyle. If you can fall in love with the grind, with showing up at practice, pushing through reps, working on small details, then you're already winning every day. And when the trophies do come, they're amazing. They're also a bonus. That's what Scottie is modeling. He enjoys competing, of course. He wants to win, of course. Life has changed because of his wins. But he's learned not to expect the win itself to carry his happiness. He finds satisfaction in the process of becoming better. That's where fulfillment lives. There's another key lesson here. Your sport can't be your entire identity. Scottie talks about the satisfaction he gets from being a husband and a dad. These are other roles in his life in addition to the role of an athlete. That's perspective. That's balance. Too many athletes wrap their whole identity in performance, and that's dangerous because when the winds stop, or even just when the dopamine fades, you're left with nothing. But when you build a complete life, when you cultivate who you are as a person, not just an athlete, you stay grounded. You become resilient. You can handle the ups and downs of sport because you know your worth doesn't depend only on the scoreboard. And here's the key. This isn't about having a plan B. I'm not saying sport isn't important. It's about having a complete life. Scottie is a golfer. That's his job. That's a role. And he loves it. But he's also more than that. And that's what makes him strong enough to keep doing his job at the highest level. So let's bring it all together. Wins are amazing, but they're fleeting. The dopamine high fades, and that's normal. The best athletes know this, and that's why they don't chase just one win. They build consistency. They find joy in the grind, and they make sure they're building complete lives outside of their sport. Scottie Scheffler is showing us that winning alone isn't satisfying. Fulfillment comes from the journey, from the daily work, and from the roles you play beyond your sport. And maybe that's why he's not only winning majors, but also winning at the game of life. Now I'd love to hear from you. What part of your process gives you the most satisfaction? Drop it in the comments. And if this resonated with you, subscribe for more breakdowns on athlete mindset, pressure, and performance. Because this is where champions are built, on and off the field.